Hello friends and welcome to CJoy Yoga. Super duper quick lecture. So gratitude, it is a practice. It's not like some people are born with gratitude and positive and chipper and some people aren't, right? It's a practice. The more you show up and do it, the easier it becomes. It's just like a muscle, it gets stronger, yeah? And so instead of just practicing it on one day of the year, how about we practice it every single day of the year? And then the other thing I want to bring up is it's a choice, right? We have a choice. We can sit and we can focus on the negative things, this Thanksgiving particularly, right, that are happening, whether you're pissed about mandates or masks or the fact that you're not with your family, or maybe it's not even pissed, you're sad, whatever your emotion is around these different things, you can sit and you can focus on that, right? But then what happens in literally physiologically, and if you want me to send you the list, I'm happy to, right? It's not good. It's not good what happens in your body when you're constantly focused on negative things. Or you can focus on the positive things, right? And I'm going to try to do some of that as we move through a guided meditation in a moment. But, just pointing that out, you have a choice and you can go either way. And it affects everyone around you. It affects your physiology. It affects your neurology. Right? So please, just think about that. And it might sound kind of jerky, but I don't mean it to be. But put on your adult pants, grow up a little bit, and make the choice. Yeah. So that said, find yourself with an erect spine. And as you sit up nice and tall, still finding that softness around that spine. The first thing we're going to do is bring our awareness down to our points of contact with the floor, the chair, the earth, whatever surface it is that we are on. And maybe just take a moment and be grateful for the support that you're feeling underneath you. Maybe being grateful for gravity holding you to this earth. And then bring your awareness to your breath. And we're just going to work with a soft belly breath, which is your belly is so soft that when you inhale, the belly moves away from the spine. And when you exhale, the belly moves back towards the spine. You're not forcing that or anything. And while you're paying attention to that beautiful breath, maybe being grateful that you are able to breathe. And even my friends who have asthma, allergies, COPD, right, whatever that might be, you're still able to breathe even through those difficulties, and thank goodness, yeah? And those beautiful, beautiful breaths, right, especially this soft belly breath technique, is a way that we can calm our central nervous system. So thank goodness we have these touchstones to help us stay calm and grounded. And then bring your awareness to your physical body. And maybe you notice a place or places where you have pain or restriction, tightness. And then now bring your awareness to all the areas that don't have that. And I'm not inside your body, but chances are really great that you have more areas in your body that are not in pain right now. But yet we tend to focus on the thing that's in pain, and then we end up with this negative relationship with our body. But there are all these other areas that are not restricted and not in pain. So pay attention to those for a little bit. And then being grateful to the body as a whole, even with its even with it not looking the way we want it to, it not doing the things we want it to, pain, restriction, these things that are in our body. Thank goodness we have a body to house this spirit. And maybe, just maybe, some of those injuries or pain or other thing, maybe they're teachers, and maybe they teach us something and we grow. But really, thank goodness for these beautiful bodies. And let's go ahead and extend outside of ourselves to our community, right? And just noticing, thinking about your community. Maybe I'm thinking about sending roots down through the ground over to their roots and connecting with them in that way. and being grateful for this community. And even if we can't be with them this Thanksgiving, right, Christmas, whatever that ends up being, Hanukkah, you name it, maybe we can still be grateful we have this community. How lucky are we that we're not all alone in this world? And maybe we're one of the fortunate ones who get to still call them and talk to them on the phone or connect via Zoom. Honestly, how lucky we are to have these beautiful people who support us and have touched us. And I'm guessing that you're going to be eating a meal on Thanksgiving. Even if it's not your traditional meal, you can probably afford to put food on your table. So A, gratitude that you're going to be able to have this meal, all of your meals, right? And then B, gratitude for all of the beings that make it possible for us to have those meals on our tables. And I'm also talking about the sun and the earth and the microbes in the soil and, yes, also the people who farm and got water and irrigation to the space and thousands and thousands and thousands of beings. A little bit of gratitude for all of those beings and for being able to eat a meal. And then let's stretch outside of ourselves just a little bit. If there's someone in your life right now who you are struggling with, and I would not go to a really big traumatic person or being, right? Go smaller. It's just practice right now. Well, maybe there's someone who said something negatively about you or treated you poorly or whatever that might be. Maybe we can have gratitude that they were in our lives, that they taught us, because usually those people are our teachers, and give us an opportunity to learn and grow, if we listen. And if you're not ready to go there yet, that's okay. I'll share one of my situations, which is at the beginning of COVID, I was very, very lonely, and at first really resisted it and hated it and got sad and depressed and all kinds of things, and eventually started to invite it in and open up and explore and sit with the uncomfortable feelings, and I learned so much about myself. And at this point in time, I truly am grateful that I was alone, because otherwise I never would have confronted or looked at any of those things. And then I am going to add one more in. Hopefully you're all with me on this journey. But I really hope that as people sit down, regardless of their situation, we really take a moment and think about the Indigenous people in this country and the BIPOC people in general and how marginalized they are and how this systematic racism has really been brought to light for so many of us. And may we all remember the people who lived here before us, the people who have been mistreated. And I am not at all grateful for systematic racism, but I am grateful that it has been brought to light, and I have learned so much more. And now I can stand up and do what I can in order to make sure that this is a safe place for everybody, right, where everybody can sit down and have a meal and find gratitude. So maybe taking a moment and sending gratitude for the life lesson of systematic racism, and sending light and love and healing to all BIPOC people. Bring your palms together at your heart, inhale. Exhale, bow your head in. And just taking a moment, if there's one last gratitude I didn't touch on that you'd like to think of, please do. And then I'm going to share one more saying with you before we go, and that is, it's been very profound for me lately. the more you're grateful for what you have, the more you have to be grateful for. Namaste, friends. Be well.